Ready. So, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey!
So this is Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage. I'll be doing the 40 orb category, which is one of the four major categories. And basically you have to collect 40 orbs, 14 talismans to complete the game, and this is the intended way to actually beat the game. So right off the bat, I'll be doing a technique called flame charge jumping. It's not really a glitch that the developers missed. It's just angling your flame upwards using the charge jump and flaming at a specific time. And it's one of the techniques in this game that can abuse the game heavily. I'll also be doing a technique called double jumping. Oh. It's not a jump I usually miss. The double jump is also a major glitch in this game, which also breaks the game heavily. You're not meant to double jump, it's just something the developers missed and just left in the game pretty much. The double jump helps you to reach a lot of places that you're not meant to be, so this game is just practically just going out of bounds everywhere and just not doing everything how you should be doing it. Like this level should be way shorter than how it's meant to be. You're meant to kill some of the enemies to get the enemy spirits, and that unlocks the power-ups in the level to help you actually flame those lamps, but yeah, we don't really need to, so. And that's Glimmer. Also during the run, I'll be collecting gems along the way, because we need gems to buy 2 levels and 1 power up. I guess ability instead. We need to buy the swim ability, so we need to collect gems for that, and there's also 2 levels in Open Plains, the second homeworld, where we need to purchase 2 levels to gain access. So right off the bat I'm going to do what's called a proxy jump. Or that went surprisingly well. So basically a proxy in Spyro, they're common in all 3 Spyro of the trilogy. A proxy is just an in-game malfunction that the developers... It was the developer's intention to not get stuck inside a hitbox. The game doesn't want you to be inside of any hitboxes. So it forces you out at a high speed. Alright. Not going too well. Yeah, that's it. So along with proxies, double jumping and flame charge jumping, flame charge jumping is just, it's very minor, but it does help out, especially in the first stage. But proxy jumping and double jumping helps out massively to cut the time of the run dramatically. Proxy jumping is used to get to a lot of places that you can't like double jump to, so it's very convenient to actually have another like form of jumping really high. Also during this level I was killing some enemies to get the enemy spirit so I could get the supercharge, because you cannot take down those statues with the hula girls on them. You need the supercharge ability to get that. And that's Idle Springs. The levels are fairly simple. First 2 levels are simple enough, just a couple of tricks. But the real challenging level is the next one, Colossus, which is very technical for the jumps, and also the hockey challenge, which is always exciting.
Nice.
So along the run I'll be collecting the fastest orbs in the game, not doing any of the slower ones.
Wow.
Oh, okay then. Of course that would happen at a marathon. So basically what you're meant to do there is double jump over to the, I guess the mountain orb. You're not supposed to get over here this early. You're meant to buy swim, then go to the very start where Glimmer is. And there's like an underwater tunnel that gets you over there, but we don't have swim yet. So we use the double jump to abuse that. So Colossus are going to be firstly doing a skip. Normally you're meant to talk to the guys at the doors and they open them up. But I'm just going to skip past them by going out of bounds and clipping. There's going to be a series of double jumps here. Again, you're not supposed to be up here. Starting this challenge. You need to flame 10 statues. And they're scattered across the level. So the way this is routed out, so I can get gems and the statues at the same time. Again, just using double jump, just abusing everything basically, just to get places faster. Getting the talisman. So we need to get 14 talismans throughout the game and the 40 orbs to actually beat the game in the intended fashion. So right out, coming up is hockey, which is an infamous challenge, known to frustrate many people.
5 goals in the red goal.
So what I'm trying to do is actually try and get quick shots, which is where the goalkeeper hits the puck back right directly towards you instead of away. I think it's kind of RNG, but it's also to do with your position and timing of when you go. I got one there. Ideally, I'd want 5 out of 5, but that's just not going to happen every time. Yeah, he just hit that away. I think my position was bad there. It's a tough challenge, and at worst you can lose about a minute. In a standard run, I'd aim for about 4 or 5. That's hockey done. There's 2 challenges of hockey. The second one, there's a player on the field who challenges you as well as the goalkeeper. But for hockey 1, it's just the goalkeeper. Right there, I just did a Spyro man, which is another technique within the game. You do that against walls whilst you're gliding. You do the double jump inputs, and you can gain extra height. And if you chain them together, you can retain your height and get to over places. It helps out a lot, actually. So there's the 10 statues. And that's Colossus done. That's one of the harder levels. So right now I have enough gems. You need 500 gems to pay money bags here to get the swim ability. $513, that's good.
Hello there.
There is a route of this category where you do not need to buy swim at all, but I'm not exactly sure if it saves time or loses time. It might save a little bit. I don't think anyone's actually looked into it properly. So now Harukos, I'm going to be catching the early cycle here with the barrier. I need to be fast to catch this one. No, failed it. You need to be fast here to catch one of the early cycles. It's only a couple of seconds. Again, we're not supposed to be over here right now. This level, you're meant to open up electric gates with switches. that you find throughout the level. And this level is a lot longer than it should be. Again, out of bounds.
Thank you.
I'll be using the level, the out of bounds spots, and I'm already at the talisman. I'm also going to be collecting one orb here. I'm going to be doing a squeeze proxy. This is another form of proxy, where the game just does not want you to be in a hitbox.
Spyro.
And that's how it goes. Very short level, but
The next
it's
one.
meant to be a lot
Remember to
longer.
press-
Alright, we've got Sunny Beach coming up. It's going to be another proxy this level. If I don't get it within like 30 seconds or something, I'll just back out of it, since I have the swim ability. It's quite a difficult proxy, it's really precise, and you need a good amount of height. It saves about 18 seconds is what I timed, or we're just not doing it at all. So hopefully it goes well. Olay jump. Weird thing with this proxy is you get so many different results each time, just different kinds of proxies. Ideally I want a really high vertical one like that, but obviously a lot higher to get through a hole in the roof. Like that, that's it. Really high. That gives me access over here. Normally to get up to this challenge with Turtle Soup, you need the climbing ability to climb ladders, but you don't get that until you reach the second world, and you need to pay money backs to get that as well. And that's a lot of time saved, because obviously you need gems to pay money bags, and it's just a fast route in this level. Sunny Beach, another short level if you do the proxy. A lot of the levels in this are actually really fast. Attempt another squeeze proxy here with the frog. This one's... I failed it. Doesn't matter. It's only a few seconds saved. Instead I do this swim in air, which is a really weird... Basically swim in air. The way the swim works in this game is that it's triggered through planes and not like bodies. So as long as you charge for the plane, the swim plane, you can be in the swim state. In this game there's like bodies of water. If you get out of bounds and then go into under the water, you're basically not swimming at all, you just land on the surface at the bottom. So again, another proxy here, sheep. Nice, first try. Using a proxy just to get straight to the end of the level, which is funny. You're not meant to be this far, you're meant to, yeah, just go through the level. I nearly exit the level now. What I'm doing right now is just charging at the floor. I don't know why this works, but if you keep doing this, in about 10 seconds or something, you'll be out of bounds. And this saves a lot of time for one of the orb challenges. You get inside one of these tubes that have the seahorses at the top. There's 6 throughout the level. I think it's 6. And you have to save them in chronological order to get to the 6th one, since they have a barrier at the bottom. But going out of bounds, you can just go to the 6th one.
Ray, hop on his back and guide him through each of
That saves a lot of time actually.
And remember,
This orb challenge, very simple, there's nothing interesting, you just go through all these bubble rings. No exploits or glitches here. I'll be trying to collect some gems at the same time, but that's about it.
well done. Now that the okay.
There's 2 of these challenges. One thing I need to be careful of is how I'm cornering my movement throughout this. Like, The technique cornering is a thing in a lot of games. But if I corner too much, I'll end up ahead of this seahorse. I'm slightly ahead, so I need to go out a bit. If you're too far ahead of the seahorse at the end, the game will just hard lock, and then you have to reset. So you have to make sure that you're not too far ahead of the seahorse. And that's Aquaria Towers. And that's Summer Forest done. Just need to do the boss fight. So in this game you need to collect all the talismans in the homeworlds before you can have access to the boss fight.
Well done. Okay, Spyro. Jump through that hole.
So this is Crush, the first boss. The first out of 3 in the game.
Before you get to the
There's going to be a strat that I'm going to do. It saves about 3 seconds if done optimally. It's using the lava around the stage to take damage, and the game thinks that Crush has hit you or something, and it unlocks his barrier. Alright, I failed that. Of course. What was meant to happen there is that Crush would remove his barrier and then he would start moving away. Try to focus. And then you could do an early flame on him once his barrier's down, and that saves 3 seconds. You would do it 3 times, but I messed it up. So this is a really slow fight. You're meant to keep him on one of the blue circles. It's just easier. This was not a very good boss fight. It's one of the most, it's definitely the second simple boss fight. Ripto's the last boss is fairly simple, but the second boss is the complicated one. And that's Summer Forest. Boss finished. Now we'll be going to the second homeworld of the game, Autumn Plains. It's a much bigger area, and there's more levels, more talismans to collect, and more orbs. I'll firstly be going into Crystal Glacier, right off to my right. This is a tricky level, a lot of hard jumps, and also be trying to catch a cycle in the orb challenge of it, the Draclet stage. Let's see how it goes. So the objective of this level is to actually unfreeze these Eskimos using your flame, and they create like their own structures that help you get up to places and progress through the level. But the double jump just doesn't, means you don't need to do any of the Eskimo stuff. You basically don't do any of the objectives in this game except from 2 levels where you have to do the intended. Okay, I'm trying to do a tricky jump here. The double jump, you need to do a walk and double jump off here. Saves a couple of seconds, I'll just do it normally. And I'm at the end of the level. What you're meant to do in that last section is that the Eskimos build a big giant snowball and it breaks down that bone barrier. And since barriers are only solid on one side, you can just walk back through them. So this is a Dracula challenge. I need to be fast here and flaming these spiders. Dracula Spyro. If I'm too slow, one will respawn. So I'm using flame charge jumping to flame someone. Alright, that was good. He was just about to spit one out there. He was in his animation that where he would spit one out, but I was fast enough, thankfully. That's Crystal Glacier, done. The next level will be Skillo's Badlands. The start level I'll be attempting a proxy, but it's only a minor proxy. It would save like 1 to 2 seconds. I'll go for it, but it's not a big deal if I fail it. It's a cool looking proxy at least. Oh, I failed it. Basically if I got that proxy it would make me able to glide over to this challenge faster. So this is the dinosaur challenge, and there's 2 of them. And you basically just flame all these dinosaurs because they're about to eat all the people that are dancing around in here. Thankfully this challenge is not RNG, so they all spawn at the same spot.
Well done,
Hatch at the same spot rather. All in the same sequence.
Uh-oh.
Like playing this game casually, doing this challenge is quite tough. Because if you're too slow, you'll have like 5 dinosaurs just running about the place. These dinosaurs are quite fast actually.
Thank you for helping.
And if they eat one of the guys, then challenge failed. I'm gonna try a scenery jump here on this bone. Nice, I got it. I used the Spyro's flop animation to help me get up there. Basically with flops in this game, it's used a couple of times in the run. Flops helped you to just get that extra bit of height. I don't really know how it works, but it's more important for climb skip, which will be happening soon after this next level. The flop will be useful. So this is Breeze Harbour. This is one of the few, I think it's the only level where you don't get any orbs at all. Just point A to point B, just finished. I will be trying a tricky jump called Mastless. It's a tricky double jump, which means you don't need to climb up this ship. Nice, I got it.
Thanks for
That's actually a really tricky jump. It's cool that I got it. That's Breeze Harbour, a very short level. So right now we've got climb skip. This skips one of the money bag payments that you would, in a normal playthrough, you would have to go and buy the climb ability to climb up the ladder to get up to level next level Scorch. But right now I'm doing climb skip. Some double jumps. Double jump flop to get up there. Oh, sketchy movement. And that was very fast, but I actually skipped the climbing section. Over to the left, there's actually a series of ladders that you're meant to climb to get up there. And there's money bags at the bottom. You're meant to pay 500 gems to get the ability to climb, but we don't need that at all in the run. Scorch. Actually, you don't get any orbs in this level either. There's a route that I used to do where you would have to get one of the orbs in this, but it's slower to do so. Get another really short level. So we've got Fracture Hills next, which is actually a Scotland themed level. It's got bagpipes in it. And Fracture Hills is one of the 2 levels where you have to do the intended objective to actually get the talisman. There's 6 statues, 6 satyrs that you need to free in their like stone form. And they play their bagpipes and they break down part of the mountain. And you need to break down the mountain to actually be able to get the talisman from the end of level NPC.
Thank you.
So it's a shame that you have to do the intended objective of this, because it would be a shorter level if you could just skip all this and just get to the talisman. Again, throughout the run, I'm just collecting gems wherever I can, not going too out of my way, because that will be slow. Just getting the gems are in the way, because I do still need 1,000 gems for 2 payments. Again, using double jump, just getting to places where you shouldn't. Normally, to get into this room, you need supercharge to break down that door. So this challenge, I'll be doing a sequence break, where I'll be completing this challenge and getting the talisman at the same time, but I need to be fast or else I fail.
Away from me and I'll take
this time.
potion to Hunter.
So what I'm doing, I need to charge these Earth Shapers in a specific way in a certain amount of times so that they do not attack the alchemist, and that's challenge failed. So I need to push them in specific directions so they're not in the way of the alchemist path. What will happen right now is that the talisman will appear and the orb cutscene, beating the challenge. Yep, there we go. So basically completing this challenge interrupted the talisman, and I'm instantly warped back over here, so I don't need to get the talisman and then travel back, which would waste some time. That's Fracture Hills. I guess one of the longer levels. Alright, got Magma Cone up next, which is a RNG stage. It's usually a run killer, depending on how bad the RNG is. So there's an RNG challenge, there's 2, and it's getting all the crystals that appear out the ground, but they're the direction of where they go and I guess where they pop out is random. And on top of that, you've got Hunter, who's challenging you as well, and he's also trying to get them as well, and sometimes he can just snatch them right off you, which is really annoying. So all of this is RNG. I'm really trying to move the camera as much as possible so I can see some in the distance, so I can just go over to them instead of just wasting my time looking. So that's the first one, but there's actually a second one where you need to get 15 instead of 10. So I think Hunter also moves a lot faster in the second one. Pretty good RNG actually. Better than average. Alright, the RNG then it's not actually that good, but at the start it was really good. Okay. That's, we call that challenge popcorn. I don't know if that's the official name of the challenge, but people just call it popcorn. I guess because the crystals that pop at the ground are kind of shaped like popcorn. So using double jump to get over to the volcano section. In this level you would definitely need, the intended way is to have the climbing ability, because there's a lot of ladders in this level. So this is another orb challenge, party poopers, or party crashers rather. In this category it's, you need to use the rocks that spawn to take down these red enemies. It's a tricky challenge. In the 100% category you would have the fireball ability and you can just get these guys straight away. But with this it's a bit tricky. Fighting the rocks, spitting them at them. You need to get all 12. one of the few like flying sections you'll ever see in this game.
Thanks, but
So what I did there, I also got to the top of the volcano when I
thanks for
took down the 12th enemy. And what that does is it'll interrupt the talisman cutscene. No, the orb cutscene rather, with the talisman. So you basically get 2 items at once. And that's Magma Cone, one of the more tricky levels with the RNG, and that party crasher section can actually go quite poorly sometimes. So right now, paid money bags to open up this level.
Been through that portal in years.
Shady Oasis.
Never find a sucker. I mean, you're a shrewd customer, Spyro.
With Shady Oasis, there's absolutely no way to get out of bounds and into the level. With the next moneybags payment, the level Zephyr, you don't need to pay moneybags, but it's a very difficult trick. And I don't think it would be that much. I don't think it would actually be faster in this category. I'm not sure. So this is the second level where I need to do the intended objective. You need to flame these trees throughout the level that have berries on them. And this hippo guy called Shorty, he eats them, turns really big, and then breaks down all these barriers. There's actually no way to... You can skip to the end of the level, but Shorty will not be there. So he can't give you the talisman, so you need to do the intended strat. Objective rather, to actually complete this level, get the talisman. And this is a good level actually to collect gems, since it's essentially an auto-scroller. So it's a very good level to just collect gems in your downtime whilst waiting for Shorty. There's also one orb that I'll be collecting this level. There's 3 thieves scattered throughout the level, and you need to take down all of them and get their genie lamp to get an orb as a reward. Oh. What am I doing? For the first 2 thieves, it's best to use the rock that spawns in the level. It's just a much easier, faster way to take down his enemies, but with this third one you can just flame it. So it's pretty close. And that's Shady Oasis. There's just one more level to do in Autumn Plains, and then warp into the second boss. So we're doing the final moneybags payment, so well, gems are fine, so just need to collect a few gems, and then I'll be paying the final moneybags I need for this run. So I'd want 323 here, so 329 is 4 gems over, so that's fine. Go over to this island, there's an orb and 75 gems. And that's 400, and that's enough to pay those final moneybags.
Legend head. Thanks for the gems, Spyro.
And I no longer need gems now. So I'll be skipping gems now. So Zephyr, another level where we abuse the scenery and the double jump mechanic to get out of bounds and over to places we should not be going to. Double jump onto that scenery. Okay. That's kind of scary. That's just a shortcut to get over to that area quickly. So with Zephyr, I'm just rushing through the level as fast as I can, since I don't need gems now. And the 2 orbs that you get in this level are at the end. I'll be trying a tricky jump after getting this talisman. It's a really weird jump. You basically have to get underneath an invisible wall and then hover to actually make it. See how it goes. Right, I got it. What I did there, I had to lower my height slightly so I could make it under an invisible wall, because if you just go to it directly without doing that, you would just hit the invisible wall and just fall down. Get 2 orbs really fast. One of these orbs, those 2 orbs are meant to take you a very long time to get, because there's a seed challenge where you collect seeds for at the bottom stage of the level, then plant them. They build platforms and they get you to the place, but it takes quite a while. And obviously with double jump, you just get over there really fast. So this is the second boss, and definitely the most frustrating one. This is one's RNG heavy. So there's RNG for where the eggs drop, the item inside, and like where they are dropped in the level. So, okay, I got bad RNG. Ideally in this fight, I would want to get double hits. I only got a single there because that second barrel on the stage was too far for me to reach. So I could only go for a single. It's important to note that the first 3 cycles of this are always the same for the item inside the eggs. So it will always be a barrel, bomb, then rocket for the first 3 cycles. But after that, it's just random what the eggs will spawn. So it could be 3 bombs, 2 barrels, 2 rockets, whatever. Okay. I definitely not want bombs. Alright, that was really bad RNG of that barrel placement. Okay, this is extremely bad RNG. Just bombs. It's just bad to see bombs. Bombs are only good if you have a barrel or rocket with them, so you can get a double pit. Okay, rocket, that's good. That's really good, that's a triple maybe? Right, I got a triple hit. Those are not as common to get. You're not meant to get triple hits at all. At least that's not. It's meant to work out as a casual player. What I want to do here is also take a hit at the same time, because I want to be sparksless at the end of this fight, which is important for the next stage coming up. So that's second boss defeated, and now heading into the final homeworld of the game. Winter Tundra.
I think I finally come up with a way.
Fairly short world, there's only a few levels. Don't need to do any gem collecting, but I'll be heading into the final area of the game, which you're meant to beat the game for to actually gain access to. Oh, okay. That's actually really bad. Alright. So, okay, I'm going to enter this level because I need to take a few hits. So I have my sparks back, which is really bad. You basically need no sparks. It's an important thing. I'll get onto that when I get into Dragon Shores, but I need to be sparksless again. Should have just played it safe there. Take a few hits.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Do you mind if I do a quick donation?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So we have a $5 donation from Zephyr saying, good luck, have fun. Thank you, Zephyr. We also have a $5 donation from Explosion saying, I've seen a ton of speedruns and this is my very first time donating to an event. Good luck on the run, Lewis. I love Spyro. I've played them all. I'm both remastered and the original. Love the event. Thank you for your donations, guys.
So what I did there was head bash skip. You're meant to get the head bash ability from Moneybags at the front of the castle grounds, and that gains you access into the courtyard area. And that's a big payment. That's 1,000 gems, which is a lot of gems to get, and that saves a lot of time. So having no sparks is especially useful in this level, because it allows me to get swim in air without the game crashing. So if I had sparks here, I would have crashed the game. So using swim in air, I got the reward for getting 100%, and now I'm in the theatre. A very fast level. You're not meant to get into the theme park at all in Dragon Shores until you get, I can't remember the requirement for it, but it's like 50 or 55 orbs. But the swimming air helps you to get in there, but there are also a few other ways to get into the theme park. So now I have Fireball, which is the 100%, the reward you would get for beating the game 100%, which is what was right there. It's just a big ball of fire, and it's actually really overpowered. You can hit a lot of things from distance. It'll be useful here right up. I'll be fireballing this enemy on the platform to make it go down faster. So basically just destroy everything in my path with this fireball. Don't need to worry about flame range or anything. Using double jumps, get up there. Also with Dragon Shores, I got into the theatre, and the purpose of that was to gain. If you actually watch the final cutscene of the game, it gives you, the game thinks that you have all the abilities, so it just assumes that you have all the abilities, so it just gives you it. So right now I was like climbing the, before I got up here I was climbing the ladder, and I didn't actually pay for that, but the theatre, entering the theatre, watching the final cutscene, just gives me the climb ability, and I have all the abilities now. Using my fireball to shoot those UFOs from distance.
Excellent work.
It's a really fast level. There's actually 4 orbs in this level, which is quite a lot actually. Cool. You're actually meant to use fireball to take down these UFOs. There's actually a power up at the end of the level. Right there, that's actually a power up for Superfly and Fireball. So that's Metropolis. 4 quick orbs. The Fireball is actually really useful for the levels in Winter Tundra. That will come into play again for the next level, Mystic Marsh. So right now, just collecting all the homeworld orbs, since they're really fast ones, using double jump. Getting to places I should be here, but just the faster way of getting here is just double jumping. I'll be heading into Mystic Marsh. Using double jumps to get through the level fast and get to the end of the level. But I'll also be using the fireball to take down 2 thieves at the same time, and also from a distance. So coming up after this guy, we try to snipe 2 thieves at the same time, around the same time, and then talking to the end of level NPC, and that cancels an animation of the light bulbs. I think it's light bulbs, some light or whatever it is. I don't think it's a light. Basically using fireball just to snipe them from a distance instead of chasing them, since they run away from you if you get close. So it's actually really useful to have fireball, so you can just snipe them and just not chase after them, which is obviously a pain. That's Mystic Marsh, very short level. So now that all abilities that I got in the theatre and Dragon Shores will come in useful here. Just in a second, I'll be head bashing this rock. You need to have the head bash ability to get this orb inside the rock. And quickly get into the castle grounds. So this is the final level of the run, before the final boss, which is Robotica Farms. Again, I'll be using the fireball ability to snipe these, did not mean to talk to you, these hornets and bugs. Okay, that was not good. I've got no sparks, so that might it's a good chance I could die here. So with this level I need 15 enemy spirits, so I need to take down 15 enemies to unlock the supercharged power up. Alright, I died there. I was expecting that. Tough level, those hornets, wasps, or whatever they are. Again, using fireball to take down those bugs from distance. Those are flying away. Should have 15 enemy spirits. Not actually sure, I think I'm one down. Yeah, I'm one enemy spirit down. So I need to go out my way to actually get one. Oh, can't get up there. Again, using double jump to skip specific paths through the level. So I needed the 15 enemy spirits to unlock this supercharged power up, so I can destroy all these pumpkins and also this final door to get the final orb. So that's 40 orbs on the screen. So I've got all the orbs, so now I can open up the final door, which is the intended way to beat the game. To beat Ripto. There's 2 other categories in this. Well, actually 100% also skips the door as well, but all the other categories they do not open the door whatsoever. But in this category you do, since it's the intended way to beat the game. So the requirement to open this door is 40 orbs, so Alora will open it. So this is the final fight. Since I have the fireball ability, this fight is a breeze. Just, it's not difficult at all. I will be trying to get early hits and stuff during cutscene transitions. So once I've... Right there, I fireballed just before the screen went black. And I carried the fireball over to hit this robotic cult from behind. Failed that. There's meant to be another one where you fireball and you can hit Ripto on his bird. Really? Also, times coming up. Just fireball and Ripto, easy. Not a challenge, just need to dodge his attacks. It's not too difficult. It's time. Yeah, 49 minutes, not too bad. The world record in this category is 45 minutes and 18 seconds.
I don't think we can ever thank you enough, Spyro. I suppose you have to go now?
Yeah, I'd better. They'll be missing me in the Dragon Worlds, and I've still got a vacation to
congratulations,
take.
49,
I need it
14
more than ever
there.
now.
Before you go,
Good run.
I think that Moneybags has something
So where can
he
folk
wants
find you?
to give you.
I most certainly
Just stream on
do
Twitch,
not.
where can folk find you?
Sure. LewisB99_ Twitch name.
Spyro, Moneybags is very sorry that he made you pay so much on your way through Avalar. We want you to keep the gems as a reward for helping us.
Wow, thanks. Sparks, can you grab them?
Then you just type in the new coordinates and there! Spyro, you can now go to Dragon Shores. Hey, what?
Hopefully this is working. Hopefully you guys can all hear me. Do let me know in the chat if you can, even though you won't answer, because yeah, this isn't going to work, is it? Anyway, we do have a few more donations. We have a $25 donation from Viper saying, "Shut up and give me my GT Omega chair, Kappa." Do remember that if you do a $25 donation throughout the marathon, you are entered in for a chance to win a GT Omega chair. We do have 2 giveaways. Make sure you get yourself in for that. We also have a $70 donation from last man from Finland, who is saying, "I visited the UK in 2013 and it was horrible. Lesser than 3. Well, okay, Dr. Hopefully it's better the next time you come back." And finally, we have a $25 donation from Tiny Tim saying, "Hey all, loving the Spyro run and being back at UKSG. Best of luck to all the runners this weekend. Cheers." Thanks everybody for your donations. Do remember, get them in, get entered in for that prize, and also put them towards incentives as well. We do have a number of incentives coming up throughout the marathon. One of them being a Sonic Cooler 1 Cooler oil level. Get your donations into that. And don't forget, we are raising money for Young Minds, where they are helping empower young minds in the UK and give them any help and assistance that they need. So I will catch you guys later. We are setting up for the next one, which is Crash Bandicoot 2 Entrance by CD-ROM. Alright, so it looks like we are ready for Crash Bandicoot 2 Entranced on the Game Boy Advance with CD-ROMatron.